Extraction 2 is an action thriller that's now streaming on Netflix. It just came out this past weekend. It's a sequel to Extraction, which came out a few years ago. You could probably tell because I said Extraction 2. This film is directed and produced by Sam Hargrave. It's also produced by the Russo brothers. Take that information and do with it what you will. The film stars Chris Hemsworth reprising his role as Special Forces badass Tyler Rake. It also stars Golshifteh Farahani, I think that's how you say her name. In the first movie, at the end of the first movie, spoilers if you haven't seen the first movie, Tyler Rake pretty much died at the end of that movie. He was clinically pronounced dead, but he's brought back to life in this movie. In this movie, he and his team have to help this woman and her kids escape from these ruthless gangsters, one of which has the woman and her kids locked in a prison. I somewhat enjoyed the first Extraction movie. I thought the action sequences were pretty good. Nothing really else about the movie stands out, if I'm being honest. Here we have a sequel that basically takes everything that the first movie did in terms of action and it doubles down on it and it tries to make it bigger and better than it was. I gotta say, going bigger in this movie actually did make things better. I really enjoyed Extraction 2. I think it's a good movie. Chris Hemsworth is a really good performer. I know that his movies outside of the MCU, I'd argue in the MCU, his last couple of movies haven't really showcased how good he is as an actor, but he's a good actor. I would say he does a better job in this movie than he did in the first movie. In this movie, I do feel that sense of emotion and purpose that's driving his character. The other star of the movie that not a lot of people are going to talk about is Golshifteh Farahani, who plays his best friend and partner in this movie. She showed up at the end of the first movie. She has a much more expanded role in this one, and I gotta say, she really brought it. From the action sequences and the fight, just the emotional scenes with her. She's one of the things that's damn near stole the movie for me. Let's be honest, you don't really give a shit about Chris Hemsworth, even though you like him. You don't really give a shit about her, even though she's fine as hell. What you care about is the action. How is the action in this movie? The action is stupendous. It's kind of stunning in some parts. The action sequences are so well filmed, well helmed, well shot, like everything about how to put an action sequence together and make it work on screen. It was all firing on all cylinders in this movie. The shot continuity was very impressive. You could tell where characters were coming and going from, where they were shooting from, where they were driving from. I thought that was really impressive. There is this breathtaking, long, extended, like I think 21 or 22 minutes, like a 22-minute sequence where it is just one long, extended take. There's no cuts and you're just in this ride with them and you're going from location to location. I was watching it with my dad. My dad was like, oh, this feels like a video game. And I was just like, yeah, but video games are awesome. Like we like video games, don't we? We like third-person video games. At least I do. I like it when movies sometimes incorporate some video game shit into the scene. Fight sequences, the hand-to-hand stuff, all of that really well done. John Wick Chapter 4 is an action masterpiece, and that's still the best action movie probably that we're gonna see this year. Extraction 2 at different moments throughout definitely is trying to throw its hat in that ring. And if you're not gonna see it for anything else, you should see it for the action. The action is spectacular, and it's even better than it was in the first movie. But I appreciated that this movie had a little bit more balance. When it comes to the villain characters, I felt like we got to spend a little bit more time with them, and I thought it made them more compelling. It made the movie more compelling. Unfortunately, while the character work is better, I still can't highly recommend it to the point that it really elevates the movie. Sometimes when there's no action going on, the movie struggles to create dialogue or scenes that are interesting enough to hold your attention. It makes the movie feel a little bit slower and a lot longer than it probably is. With that, you have some pacing issues, you have some character moments that could have been written a little bit better. While they do a better job with the characters, they still could have done more, and they still feel like they're leaving a lot on the table when it comes to that. It's also a movie of kind of stalled momentum in a way. It feels like the movie kind of loses its momentum, and all the best scenes are like in the first half of the movie. And then the movie just kind of limps to the finish line in a way. The movie feels like it kind of stutters and stalls out. It feels like it goes out with a whimper, not a bang, and that's just kind of unsatisfying. It just feels like the movie just kind of like, well, we did the hard work and now we're done, and you can just kind of see the end of the movie if you want. I really enjoyed it. I think most action junkies are gonna get a kick out of this one. Extraction 2 was actually a really badass action movie. I would recommend you watch it, and I would leave this one in the Silver Age for Man of Steel. Tell me what's your favorite Chris Hemsworth movie. Put that in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.